Somebody else is supposed to speak? Somebody else, we need somebody else. Our next panel. Margaret Weston Adelsberger, John Ryan.
No, that's not. Oh, wait a minute. So, as we hear from other people, my colleague pointed out an important point. A part of this country's greatness is we allow everybody to speak, and we hold everyone accountable for their words. And so everybody has a right to speak, but everybody doesn't have a right to the facts. So let's hear people out. Thank you for your patience. Please have a seat. Bring the mic to you. State your name and the organization, if there is one that you're affiliated with.
My name is John Ryan, and I'm here today with PA for ICE. Okay? It's just a one-page statement. The recent history of Western civilization shows that usurpers of a peaceable existing state almost always apply the same methods when they attempt to take control by using the law for their own advantage. These methods, attributed to Marxist socialist Antonio Gramsci, target Judeo-Christian values, the family, schools, unions, politics, and popular trust in the existing government. Karl Boggs, the author of Gramsci's Marxism, outlined 10 steps to achieve a progressive socialist Marxist civil society in America. You change the popular consensus, you destroy Christianity, the traditional family and existing social mores, you transform the culture, install a radical left mind control, attain political power, impose strict control of the military and law enforcement, restrict freedom, socialize the economy, erase American sovereignty, and embrace a world without borders. It appears we are well on the way to fulfilling Gramsci's dream. Unfortunately, we still have laws on the books we can use to resist this hidden effort to transform us into a Marxist socialist state. I do concede the point, those laws are useless if our elected officials continue to pretend they do not exist. Illegal aliens and those who support and profit from their presence should be reminded that Federal Law Title 8, Section 1324 U.S. Code still exists, and it stipulates that aiding, abetting, encouraging, harboring, transporting, and hiring illegal aliens is a felony. When our elected representatives at any level yield to requests for more and more concessions by leftist-based human rights groups, they are aiding and abetting the transformation of our nation into a clone of the lawless and corrupt countries many illegal aliens left behind. When our elected representatives at any level yield to demands that weaken the laws in place to protect the citizens who elected them, those elected representatives have chosen to ignore their sworn oath and have turned their backs on their constituents. Accommodating those who violate our laws only encourage more lawlessness. It also marks those charged with defending the rule of law, but who have chosen to abandon their duty, even incrementally, with the same stain of treachery as those conspiring against it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your testimony.
My name is Margaret.
Can you pull the mic to you, ma'am?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good morning.
My name is Margaret Weston Adelsberger. I'm also with PA for ICE. That's Pennsylvanians for Immigration Control and Enforcement. I have 4 questions. I'm going to preface the questions with a comment. The U.S. Senate recently passed S-744, a comprehensive immigration reform bill. According to the New Sanctuary Movement website, we find the following statements. We, the New Sanctuary Movement, support the pathway to citizenship but comprehensive immigration reform must provide citizenship without insurmountable barriers listed in the Senate plan. For example, language requirements, background checks, and fines that make it impossible to become citizens. We, the New Sanctuary Movement, reject the trigger mechanisms whereby a pathway to legal status for undocumented immigrants could only be opened after additional border security measures are put in place. We, the New Sanctuary Movement, call for an end to unjust enforcement programs. We also call for the end of the detention system. We, the New Sanctuary Movement, are concerned over the inclusion of a national E-Verify system. We, the New Sanctuary Movement, call for an immediate end to deportations. Therefore, we, the New Sanctuary Movement, call for a comprehensive immigration reform that is inclusive of all people, regardless of gender, sexual orientation, age, education, level, language, criminal history, without criminal history, economic status, and immigration status. Question: do all the members of City Council agree with the statements made by the New Sanctuary Movement? Do all members of City Council and all of the New Sanctuary Movement reject the sovereignty of the United States? Do all advocate open borders without any restrictions? Do all reject the naturalization test, which requires reading, writing, and understanding English? Do all reject the oath of citizenship, whereby an immigrant swears that he or she will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic? These are questions that have to be asked, people. My second question is, according to Nicole Ligerman, spokesman for the New Sanctuary Movement of Philadelphia, Philadelphia participates in several immigration enforcement programs, some of which are federally mandated and others, such as ICE holds, that are non-mandatory requests for assistance. Question: could someone explain the difference between federally mandated immigration enforcement programs and non-mandatory requests for assistance? I don't understand the difference. According to a press release put out by Juntos and the New Sanctuary Movement, the collaboration between the Philadelphia Police Department and Immigration and Customs Enforcement has resulted in mass deportations and the separation of Philadelphia families. Questions: since mass deportation is a collective term, could someone verify through ICE exactly how many deportations have occurred in the Philadelphia area, the name of deportees, dates of deportation, and the reason for the deportation? The third thing: Councilwoman Cleon Sanchez recently introduced a bill that would supply all Philadelphia residents with a municipal ID. It was stated that having a municipal ID would allow many to have access to critical services without fear of deportation. What kind of critical services would be accessible with this ID? Would all residents be required to carry this ID? How would this be enacted? Who would be paying for the cost of implementing the service? As I said before, these questions all have to be addressed before you could ever do away with the Secure Communities program that we now have in place. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. We're going to allow the panel to give their testimony, and then any members of the committee who wish to respond may or may not do so.
Thank you.
I don't know. My name is Vincent Weston. I don't have a written statement here, but I'm just amazed that we're having this hearing because these people break our laws. They come in here and want our law enforcement people to break laws. And I don't understand that. These people take, our law enforcement officers take a vow to uphold the laws. And these people want the law enforcement officers to break the law. I don't understand that. Why would any of you people on the committee go along with that thing where you want our law enforcement officers to break the law? Do we pick and choose what laws we're going to enforce? What if everybody in the Philadelphia area stops paying taxes?
Well, if anyone would like to respond, we'd like to have a response, and if not, then thank you very much for hearing us.
Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony.
You're welcome.
The only thing I will say, whenever people say all, whenever people say everyone, and particularly when you say you people, that's usually wrong. And that's been my experience. So,
Sir, I'm not politically correct.
you asked for.
And when I say you people, I mean the illegals.
Sir, you asked for my response, and I'm going to give it to you.
All right.
I want you to know that when I took an oath to be a councilman in the city of Philadelphia, nowhere did it says defend the Constitution, defend the Pennsylvania Constitution and the city charter. Nowhere in there did it say anything about deportation, checking IDs, or any of those kinds of things that belong at the federal government level. So I'd like to stay within my wheelhouse of information. And we have enough pressing issues at the city level, pressing issues that our police department has to deal with every day, than for me to deal with another department's issue. So I appreciate your comment, and the fact that we live in a great nation allows you to say whatever you want. And we appreciate you coming down and giving that testimony. Your questions will be referred to the departments that have an appropriate response for them. Here in this chamber, we are looking at how we interact and whether our time can be better used defending the things that we can and not doing the things that other government agencies should. So I thank you again for your testimony.
Could I ask a question,
You
please?
can ask the question.
Okay. When you took the oath of office, was it to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. One of the Section 4, Article 4 of the Constitution is that we're to be protected against any kind of invasion of our country. You have that in the Article 4 of the Constitution. So that's part of the oath of office that you took. If you
Well,
don't know,
that's a liberal interpretation, but
no,
I'll
it is
listen
not.
to.
It's
I'm
not.
Councilman
No, it
Kennedy.
is not a liberal interpretation.
I just have a comment, and I must be getting older, because not too long ago I'd be really angry, and now I just feel compassion.
You know, I feel
I feel
compassion
compassion
for
for
you,
you. I
too.
really do. I'm not angry. I'm not even going to engage you and be angry. I feel compassionate for you because it's just really it's sad.
You know what? It's sad about you because you're the one that was after Joey Vento, too, and Joey Vento just asked, can people speak English when they order? So you have no, I don't have compassion for you.
I have compassion for you.
I really don't.
Because you can't go through life hating.
I don't hate at all.
No.
I love my country.
I love my
And
country,
I don't
too.
want my country to.
You can't go through life hating. And I will tell you something. If you look at my own history of my family in this country, when the Irish came here in the 1840s because they were starved out of England, no one wanted them here. There were signs on businesses that said no Irish need apply. They wanted us out of the country. They told us to go back where we came from. And let me tell you something. The only people that can't go back where they came from are Native American Indians. They're the only people.
May we reply?
The problem with that, sir, is you didn't have any welfare to fall back on back then.
You know, along with that, my mother came from the other side, too, as an immigrant. She came from another side as an immigrant, too.
More compassion for the people sitting behind you, because your mother and her people were discriminated against too. So have a nice day.
Thank you so
You
much.
know what?
for your
We're not
testimony.
discriminating against anyone. No, we're not.
Sir,
These people are breaking our laws. When I say these people, illegal immigrants, and you people don't want to do anything about it.
all right, thank you so much for your testimony and have a good day.
Thank you for hearing us.
All right. Will the
God bless
clerk-
America.
God bless America.
Uphold the law.
Will the clerk please read the names of the next people to testify?